Namaste, dosto. It is another fantastic week of Red, White, and Brown with Daisy's Live, Shreya, Mira, and Michael on Radio Zindagi 1550 AM. If you guys are a fan of superheroes, then you will definitely enjoy today's episode because we are bringing you Miss Marvel, but that's not it. We are also bringing you Broken News, John Hitmanjari, and Code M. I will let Mira tell you where all of those are located so you guys can watch along with us. But if you don't want to watch them, you can just listen to our review.
Absolutely. So we will start with Miss Marvel. The series dropped early last week, dropped on 8th of June. And Miss Marvel is, of course, the story of Miss Marvel, the first ever Muslim superhero woman. And too many diversity check boxes. But, however, whatever we've seen so far of the series, we'll tell you what we saw and what we felt about it. But whatever we saw, we loved it. We so absolutely loved it. Iman Vellani, especially, oh my gosh, she is so effervescent and she's so cute. And we'll talk more about it. It is streaming on Disney Plus. So if you got Disney Plus, go watch it there. We will also review Broken News, which is streaming on Z5. We absolutely loved it here, and we'll talk more about it. This is also Sonali Bendra's comeback. I keep saying Shreya for some reason. Sonali Bendra's comeback show. And we will review Janhit Majari, which is playing in theaters, guys. This is a story of a woman who decides that she wants to be a condom salesperson and what she has to do to become a condom salesperson and how the society looks at her. And then the super military espionage series called Codem, which is streaming on Voot.
Perfect. Thank you for that overview, Em. And we're going to dive right into Mrs. Marvel for you guys. So for anybody who hasn't watched it, which I don't know why you haven't, Iman Vellani actually plays Kamala Khan, which is a 16-year-old Pakistani American girl who lives in Jersey City with her family. And you're like, oh, super relatable. Yeah, she gets more relatable. She is a superhero and a high school student all at the same time. But before we get into this incredible series, which is playing on Disney Plus, I will let Michael tell you guys what he thought of it.
Yeah, so I mean, let me brief it for you, real quick. As Shreya said, Kamala is playing a pretty much a big Marvel superhero fan. She often feels that, at school she doesn't really fit in. Sometimes at home she doesn't really fit in, and often kind of looks inward at herself, asking herself, "Am I weird?" But her and her best friend really have this, interest for superheroes. They want to go to Marvel Con, and so throughout the episode they're planning their visit. But there's one problem. Kamala has to ask her parents for permission in order to go. And of course, as she does, there's this very funny scene where her parents just automatically assume that this is going to be a party with a lot of weird people. And it's not that they don't trust her that she can't go to the party. They just don't trust everyone else at the party that they will be nice and treat her well. So, throughout this, we see a lot of different things. We see a lot of different growing pains that Kamala has to go through, as well as her, fight with her parents, not really feel like she fits in, and just really kind of create like a good scene for a lot of people that are like growing up to maybe possibly relate to. My thoughts is I really love Iman Vellani's character. I think she does a really good job as like playing this character. It's her character itself is not super templatey, which I thought was really good. I thought that her character was very unique. But we do see, for me, like one thing I noticed right off the bat is they do lean a lot towards like the fact that they are presenting a story that's not told very often. A Muslim woman who is, a big Marvel fan. They like to throw in a lot of the different, kind of jokes. A lot of times too, I felt like they were just like almost like stereotyping with the jokes in a way to, maybe create some appeal. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts, afterwards too. But also as well, like some of the characters were just kind of the classic like Disney Channel template character, like her sidekick, her best friend. Feel like I've seen that character in like 20 other Disney Channel shows. So and one other thing I thought was weird just with the production, and would love to kind of see this, but where I'm seeing like TV shows in general kind of head this way is like the way the camera in which is like following the characters, it's no longer just like paused on the character. It's very like it's scanning the entire like background. Like there's a really cool scene in which like these two are like riding on their bikes from school back home, and they have like some kind of like weird animation going on the back. But I've kind of noticed that like production with these new shows coming out, either on HBO or Disney, are following this weird like production quality, almost as
It
if
is
like just
so immersive. I loved it.
exactly
That entire scene where they're biking downtown, and then they're trying to figure out what are they going to go to Comic Con dressed as, Marvel Con dressed as,
right.
and then as they're talking, the whole ideas are jumping up on the walls, and just the illustrations were just super good. They were
Yeah,
fabulous. Loved it.
very very creative, but kind of as I was saying, like the way in which like they're choosing to like have like the camera effects and stuff to be this like really immersive space. I've noticed a lot of TV shows are heading that way. Would love to kind of like figure out why that is. But honest to God, those were my thoughts there. For me, I'm enjoying the show so far. There were times that I thought it may have been a little slow, maybe just because like, it's the first episode. We're setting everything up for what comes later. I did think like once she was at Marvel Con and her powers were starting to come out, like not only was the animation great, but like I definitely do think that like the show has a lot of potential that will definitely come out in later episodes. So I'm really happy to be following this series.